Well, hello there and welcome to a new video over here on Anton's Hardware. The summer is reaching its end and autumn is almost starting. Now over here in the Netherlands the summer hasn't been that nice. It's been a very wet summer. And because of this I've done my fair share of gaming. But what do you need to do some decent gaming? Well, of course you need some quality headphones and a quality microphone. And that's where Beyerdynamic comes into play. Now I already own some Beyerdynamic products like this one. This is the MMX300 Manufaktur, a custom-made headset. And this one, the DT990 Pro, a studio-grade headphone. Now both are amazing, with the DT990 Pro being my benchmark headphone. So when I saw the Beyerdynamic Team Tygr in B stock, I just couldn't resist. The Team Tygr is a combination of the Beyerdynamic Team 300R and the Beyerdynamic Fox. And when preparing for these videos, I always check out the websites just to see what kind of information I can find there. And this time I was, well, amazed by the creativity of the people at the Beyerdynamic marketing department. I can almost see a group of people in a meeting thinking about the nonsense marketing terms they should use. The manager is probably shouting something like, "We're about to launch this in 2 days, I need some suggestions." Are there any gamers in the room? Well, nobody has any gaming experience, maybe some Super Mario. And then someone shouts, "Passion makes time limitless." Wow, that sounds great. The manager says, "Anyone who wants to add anything?" Me. Our thoughts turn away from our gaming equipment to the last game, the next strategy, other options or new tactics. Day and night we reflect our strengths, our weaknesses, and all our energy is focused on that magical moment when we start the game. "Great, done," the manager shouts. "Get it to the web team so they can release it online." And I get that last sentence. I do love that feeling when I start up a game. I mean, it's Friday evening, finally time to spend some time with your mates. No more work nonsense, no wife who gives you orders, and maybe a beer or 2 or 3 or 4. You can finally escape into the wild. Okay, enough of the marketing foolishness. Let's get down to business and start with the headphone. Now, according to the site, the Tygr 300R is a circumaural open-back gaming headphone. It's supposed to deliver professional and spatial sound for gaming on PC and console. It has a high wearing comfort and it is made in Germany. Now, nearly all Beyerdynamic headphones and headsets, well, they look identical. Now, not identical, the same. They have that identical mechanism with which these speakers are connected, and the headband looks about the same. The wearing comfort therefore is also somewhat identical, which is for me very good. The Tygr has a cooler, more gamey look to the sides of the speaker setup with the Beyerdynamic logo and brown perforated plastic finishing. The cable is a bit on the short side with just 1.6 meters and has a nasty rubbery feel to it. The weight is the only thing that's mostly different between all models that Beyerdynamic has on offer. My guess is that it's more copper wiring and heavy magnets inside that are the culprit. Where the MMX300 is 332 grams with microphone and cable, the DT990 Pro is 370 grams. The Tygr 300R is a lightweight option with just 290 grams, making the Tygr seem to float on your ears. I just love those big ear pads. One little note about those ear pads. Some time ago I wanted to replace the aging ear pads for the MMX300 because, well, the pleather was starting to show its age. Thinking that it wouldn't matter which one I bought the ones that were least expensive. They fitted perfectly, but the sound the MMX300 produced was horrible. I mean, really bad. At first I thought that the digital to analog converter was broken, stuck at 8 bits and 16 kHz, or maybe the cable was broken, or the recording was bad. But nothing like that. After switching back to the original earpads, the sound was just what I expected. I bought the correct replacements, et voila! They work perfectly. Bottom line of this story is get the correct replacement earpads or you will be disappointed. The spec sheets all tell you which one to get. According to the spec sheet, the frequency response is a very low 5 Hz up to a very high 35,000 Hz, both way past the threshold of human hearing. but that's giving the Tygr enough leeway to accurately generate audio on all frequencies the human ear can hear. The impedance is, as nearly all gaming headphones, 32 ohms, the de facto standard impedance. The SPL or sound pressure level is 96 decibels, which is very good indeed. Below 90 is, well, just a bit too quiet, and above 100, well, it's way too loud. The total harmonic distortion is less than 0.2% at 1 mW and 500 Hz, which is pretty good as well. So on paper this headphone is very good, it's on par with other more expensive headphones that I already own. But that's just on paper, what does it sound like in real life? Now, reviewing headphones is always a bit dangerous. What may sound like the best thing ever to me, you may hate, and vice versa. I kinda dislike the Sennheiser sound, but my mate Riker just loves it. So objectively reviewing a headphone, it's just not possible. It's always subjective. So anyway, here it goes. To power the Tygr during the listening session, I used the Burson Audio Playmate 2, just to make sure that the digital to analog converter wouldn't be an issue. And to me, the audio the Tygr generated was excellent. It's very beyerdynamic. It's open, it's powerful. Every frequency that I want to hear is there. The soundstage is very wide and it's easy to pinpoint each source. It's spacious in the middle, very precise in the higher frequencies. The bass is a bit more powerful than a reference headphone, making that the Tygr 300R isn't a true gamer's headphone, where usually the bass is almost missing and the middles are way overpowered. The Tygr has none of that, and that's just fine with me. I dislike that gamey tin can echoey sound that gaming headphones tend to have. To me it's just an excuse for a manufacturer to produce poor quality headphones. With the Tygr 300R you can use it for both gaming and for music, and the audio will remain excellent. So what about the Fox? A microphone, analog to digital and digital to analog converter into one. As always, the first thing that pops into my head is what components are used, but I'll get back to that a bit later on. First, the Fox itself. The mic can be screwed onto a foot, giving a sturdy bass. The mic can be tilted to better pick up sound from its source. It has a detachable pop cap to prevent pops when talking with a loud spit. On the front there is a mute button, a monitoring dial where you can choose to hear your voice better or the game. There's a volume button and a headphone output, and on the back there's a gain switch and the USB-C input. There's a copper yellow USB cable included that does have more than enough length. Overall the Fox feels heavy and quality built, not your run-of-the-mill standard budget mic. And that is because the Fox is a USB studio microphone, which is capable of 24 bits and 96 kHz. This is according to Fox studio grade quality. I don't really agree with them, but it's still a lot better than a lot of other solutions which can only achieve 16 bits and 48 kHz. The transducer type is condenser, the frequency response is 20 Hz to 20 kHz, and the polar pattern is cardioid, where cardioid means heart-shaped, as you can see in this diagram. So what about the exciting bits? What components are inside the Fox? Now for the Fox this is a bit of a mystery and it's very hard to get open. Now I'd love to crack it open, but of course that's not what's going to happen. Instead I contacted Beyerdynamic themselves and a friendly rep answered my email while still being a bit vague. He said on the inside is a Cypress MCU with digital to analog converter and analog to digital converter and an additional digital signal processor in the form of a Cirrus Logic. The rep then added, due to operational reasons we cannot give out more detailed information and we hope for your understanding. Now I love challenges, so let's dig a bit deeper. I've never heard of the Cypress MCUs and Cirrus Logic is well known to me, so let's start with the harder one, the Cypress MCUs. Cypress is a subdivision of Infineon which is well known for their memory modules. According to their brochure there are 5 MCUs available: the value, programmable, performance, connectivity and security line. But which one is used in the Fox? Another clue is given by Infineon themselves. The connectivity line shows a user scenario for audio processing where you can add an audio subsystem with an I2S interface to add PDM channels. In our use case, that's the Cirrus Logic. So my bet is on the connectivity line MCU. Now that we know which MCU is probably used, what about the Cirrus Logic? Well, they have a fantastic line of DSPs or audio subsystems that Infineon spoke about. Let's figure out which one is used in the Fox. First off, let's cross off all the ones that don't fit at all, like the ones that use Dolby Atmos or DTS:X. Or the ones that aren't recommended for new designs, and those are a lot. That leaves us just with the CS48L32, a low power DSP with microphone interface and always on function for portable audio application. Well, if that doesn't sound like the correct implementation for the Fox, I don't know what does. Now, just to make sure that I've got everything correct, I've asked Beyerdynamic, but they still keep on being vague. Well, that really doesn't matter. The components themselves aren't that impressive. They do their job, but nothing fancy. Unlike the Tygr 300R, I can objectively measure the quality of the output. So what does Rightmark Audio Analyzer say? The Rightmark results were pretty impressive, beating other true dedicated digital to analog converters with ease. The frequency response is very good. The stereo crosstalk is average, but still good in my book. There is only one poor, and that's the total harmonic distortion plus noise in decibels, meaning that there are unintended harmonics and noise in the output. The overall general performance of the Fox audio output is good. In my book, that's pretty impressive. But what does the microphone sound like? Well, at first I wanted to record this entire video with the Fox, but I found out that the sound wasn't exactly what I wanted it. It was too much echoey, so I reverted back to my usual mic, the Yeti Blue. But just for reference, I'm going to switch to the other microphone, which is right here. Switch to the other microphone for you to hear. So just for reference, this is my voice with the Beyerdynamic Fox. Which one do you prefer, the Yeti Blue or the Beyerdynamic Fox? I've used the Fox during some gaming sessions as always. My friends were happy with the audio that it recorded, but as always, my mates aren't interested in the soft and intricate tones of my voice, so that really isn't a benchmark. My personal opinion is that the audio that the Yeti Blue captures is just a bit better, but only by a fraction. The Yeti Blue is a bit more accurate, precise, in my opinion a bit more pleasant. The Team Tygr is aimed at gamers and streamers. Beyerdynamic had a good pair of headphones and a good sounding mic, and the marketing department decided to combine them into one package, Team Tygr, and that's a great idea, a combo package for the more demanding gamer. But I have to address usability. The main advantage of a headset is that the mic is just, well, placed in front of your mouth and not on your desk somewhere. The mic in front of your mouth increases audibility and reduces echoes. But with the Fox, it's either directly in front of you or next to your monitor. Now keep in mind that the Fox picks up all sound, so if you place it on the right side of your monitor and you are right-handed, you will hear a lot of clicks. So you need to place it on the left side of the monitor. But anyway, it's just still too far away and the sound will get too echoey. So you need to have a microphone arm to make it more useful. This may be nice for streamers, but the average gamer doesn't care about that. He or she wants to game and be audible to their friends and not have to worry about the optical mic placement and with an arm in front of you. So therefore my conclusion is as follows. Team Tygr products are individually great products. The Tygr 300R is an excellent headphone for that price, and so is the Fox. But the Fox is just an overkill or too hard to use for most gamers. And without the Fox, the Tygr 300R is just a headphone and of no use to gamers. You need that mic. Now if you're looking for a headphone for a great price, the Tygr 300R is truly a great product. If you're wondering what mic to get for as a streamer, the Fox is still a good option. But I just cannot recommend the Team Tygr combo. And so with this ending, I would like to thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I'd like to see you in the next one. See you then, bye bye!